decided, to have the Transformation Month, it was around the conversation with the Alternate Dispute Resolution Working Group and planning for the VC-hosted lecture. And that was really the end of March. And so while we were talking about this, we said, why don't we declare the entire month Transformation Month, particularly because March in South Africa is Human Rights Month. And generally the idea was to put issues of transformation on our agenda again, to think about what does transformation mean in an institution such as ours. The 3rd of March we had a presentation by Philip Miller, who is a composer. Then the following week we had Shuaib Chalkin, who is presently the United Nations Special Rapporteur on Disability. So his explanation was that in the past we used a deficit model. So what do we need to do in order to accommodate people with disabilities? As time has progressed, we now have moved away from that model. So it's about integrating people with disabilities fully into a particular community, and in this sense, the university community.
The thing about UCT is that it's a very tolerant institution. And it's been very happy to accommodate people with disabilities. While their demands were fairly modest, and while they did not really bang the rights drum too loudly, while he kind of persuaded the university that this was, the right thing to do, because after all, people with disabilities also deserve a chance. And although one didn't try and use this language, this is the kind of understanding that certainly grew up between me as head of the disability unit and the university. Come on, guys, it can't be that hard. Give us a break, and so on. And let me say, we got quite a lot done that way. What is this gap between what the university will tolerate and what they will, with reasonable good grace, make available to people with disabilities, as long as you don't put it into a document? And what is this? Do we distinguish between privileges and rights? And to what extent is the position of people with disabilities at UCT seen as a privilege rather than as a right?
In the beginning, where we were planning the alternate dispute resolution system, and with deciding that we would ask Alan Rycroft to be to deliver the lecture. It was for me important to also bring in a practitioner's perspective, because to decide to have a mediation system or alternate dispute resolution system in the university can be quite an academic exercise. And so it really helped us to think through some of the issues that emerge in practice, and it was a very good discussion around how do we manage power, how do we manage authority, how do we manage the idea that this system is to be an informal system rather than a formal system, and whether they are two mutually exclusive systems or whether they can come together.
Last year, 2 years ago, in trying to think about this problem, we were led partly through Francois' leadership and experience, partly through the fortuitous arrival of Alan Rycroft from the UKZN, to understand and learn more about alternative dispute resolution methods and what is often called restorative justice, approaches to dealing with conflict, whether they're grievances or disciplinary issues, which don't seek to find a winner and a loser, but which seek to find a solution that enables the relationship to be healed and to proceed in the same work environment in a more constructive way. And so if we can find that, if we can develop that in UCT, we will really, I believe, be making progress, making a contribution to changing the institutional climate in the microenvironments of departments. And we have started along that journey through, first of all, creating policies, so creating alternative dispute resolution and mediation policies, which were approved by Council last year, which offer a more informal route to the formal processes. And secondly, by developing people who are skilled, by training people as mediators, so that they can assist the university, assist in these individual situations. And then thirdly, as we now, as many of you will know, through the creation of the Ombuds Office and the appointment of Zetu, to again further that those informal and those alternative ways of addressing disputes.
There's been mixed feedback about Transformation Month. At one level, people were saying that it was really a great idea to highlight the issues of transformation, to highlight the issues of human rights underpinnings of our work, to highlight the fact that we need to embrace all abilities in such a community, because it really does speak to what is a university and who does a university belong to, and that was also part of the discussions that the students had. So it's about engaging with those issues that I think people felt it was a good opportunity for us to do that within a month and sort of highlight those discussions and debates. There are also some people who feel that one needs to be careful about dedicating a specific time to transformation, because then for the rest of the year the issues fall off the agenda and so on. So it's our responsibility to ensure that there are ongoing activities and not just focus our activities just in 1 month. So I think that we need to take all of that into account as we plan for the rest of the year and as we plan for the next 5 years. We are in the process of developing an integrated transformation plan for the next 5 years. And so these will be the considerations that we take. UCT really has a long way to go. We have come a very long way. And I was fascinated by looking at the induction video, for example, and looking at the changes that had happened over time. But we do know that we have a long journey to travel with regards to transformation, especially in how we relate to each other. And that, I think, is the work that needs to be done in our relationships, the way in which we see people who are from different contexts and from different cultures and from different languages and so on. So we need to work on that as we progress with our transformation agenda.